Hey everybody, welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters. Hope you're all doing well, and as you know, the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer finally debuted today at Star Wars Celebration. We're going to look at the trailer scene by scene. I'm going to give you my reactions, speculate on some of the scenes, and then also go over some very important things you may have missed in the trailer. So, let's go and get started with the very first scene where Rey is standing on this mysterious desert planet. Well, it might not be mysterious after all. It could be Jakku. It could be a planet we already know, like Tatooine. Let me know what you make of this. Do you think she could be standing on one of these planets? Now, a lot of people think she could be on Jakku because she is wearing an outfit that is certainly reminiscent of her days on Jakku in Episode 7. And then you'll also notice that, yes, she has a lightsaber. And this lightsaber has been confirmed to be none other than Luke Skywalker's lightsaber returning to Episode 9. The question is, how did she get a hold of it once again? Did she repair the lightsaber from Episode 8? Because as you recall, Luke's lightsaber was completely destroyed in Episode 8. So did she repair it, or is something else going on here? Now, speaking of Luke Skywalker, he does go on to say some really interesting lines here. He says, "We passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now, but this is your fight." Let's go and roll the footage and listen to what Luke Skywalker says to Rey.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
So again, some really interesting things Luke Skywalker said there. What do you think he means by all of this? I think he's personally referring to the sacred Jedi texts from Star Wars Episode 8. Because as you recall, in Star Wars Episode 8, there were these sacred Jedi texts within the tree on Act 2. And if you don't know, Star Wars Episode 9 actually takes place a while after Star Wars Episode 8's ending. So a lot of time has passed, giving Rey plenty of opportunity to read and learn these sacred Jedi texts. So that's what I think Luke Skywalker is referring to. Now, we're going to continue rolling the footage here and talk about what happens next. So we can see what appears to be Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter zip by the screen. And in just a second, we're going to see that this TIE Fighter is either an upgraded version of Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter or an entirely new TIE Fighter, because it certainly looks different in some regards. So right here, we get another really good shot of the TIE Fighter as Rey dramatically attempts to jump over the TIE Fighter. And you can see it looks very similar to Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter. So I do believe he is indeed the one piloting this. And you can see that there's a lot more red casing on the front of this TIE Fighter, either indicating it's a brand new TIE Fighter or his upgraded version of his TIE Fighter. And I also find it really interesting that he's not just firing on her with his weaponry. He's kind of trying to run her over with the TIE Fighter and, you know, doing some super low flying technique here. So why is he not using his weaponry on board the TIE Fighter? Why is he going for Rey in this fashion, just trying to run her over? Does his weaponry not work? Is there a story behind this? We'll have to see when the movie arrives. Next up, we get a shot of what looks like a new planet. We do know that JJ Abrams said during the Star Wars Episode 9 panel that there will be multiple locations and planets in this film, which is definitely exciting and certainly sounds like, what a Star Wars film should be. And then we get a shot of a ship flying into the scene with the reveal of a city tucked in between some mountains here. And it does appear that this is a snowy location possibly, because I believe we see some snow falling on this location. And here, Kylo Ren is revealed to us in Episode 9. He does not have his helmet on in this scene, and he's cutting down some bad guys here, or what he thinks are bad guys, with his lightsaber. And you can see some First Order troopers in the background. And speaking of his helmet, we can see here it appears that he is putting his helmet back together. And this is kind of indicating to me that Kylo Ren is going back to his old ways, and wanting to follow in the footsteps of Darth Vader once again, and, finish what Darth Vader started. So, we'll have to see how Kylo Ren looks in this helmet once he puts it on. And it just looks really cool with those red outlines there, because, like apparently it's smoldering hot since he has just pieced it back together. Now, Finn and Poe are seen here in this scene, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Finn is carrying the staff Rey carried in Episode 7. Now, you're probably wondering why they're all alone here and not with Rey. I was wondering the same thing too. It appears they're on the same planet Rey is on, as seen at the beginning of the trailer, so maybe they're looking for Rey in the scene, but we do know that all of our heroes will come together in this film, and they will be an ensemble of heroes throughout the majority of the film, which is great news. And here we get our lovable BB-8 droid with his new friend Dio. So the droid to the right has been confirmed to go by the name of Dio, and these two will be apparently working together throughout the film, and I'm really curious to see what kind of trouble these droids find themselves in Episode 9. And here we see Lando and Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon, and Lando is back again, which is really exciting. Billy D. Williams is reprising his role, and it was really cool to hear what Billy D. had to say about reprising his role. He said that Lando has never left him. And you can tell, he just fits right into the role. And there was another image of Lando Calrissian revealed during the panel. So this is a really good shot of his outfit right here. And I'm super excited to see Lando Calrissian back in action. Then here we are back on the desert planet once again. I'll rewind that here. It looks like our heroes are being followed by the First Order. And, if you look closely here, these are jump troopers that are following them. So it's going to be really cool to experience this scene and see the jump troopers chasing them. And then we see our heroes once again being chased and, trying to avoid the blaster fire as best as possible. And, C-3PO is involved here, and I cannot wait to hear what C-3PO says during this scene. Now, that shot was one of the quickest shots in the trailer. Now, if we slow this down here, it appears to be an A-wing that's on fire. And if we kind of go forward a little bit more, we can see what appears to be some type of Star Destroyer in the background. Now, many people believe that this could actually be a Clone Wars era Venator-class Star Destroyer, because you can see the red accents in the background there. What do you make of this? Do you think it could indeed be one of the Venator Star Destroyers as seen here? I think it is possible, and if that's the case, it could either be a flashback, or maybe there could be some time travel involved in this movie. We'll have to see. And here you may recognize this. This is from the medal ceremony scene from Episode 4, where Princess Leia gave them their medals at the very end. And, I believe that it is Princess Leia holding onto the medal here. And I'll talk about that here as we advance the scene here a little bit more. So, Princess Leia will be featured in this film, and JJ Abrams spoke about this a little during Star Wars Celebration, saying they used the footage from Episode 7 and that it tied in very well to Star Wars Episode 9. So that's going to be very, very meaningful and touching to see for sure.
We'll always be with you.
And here we see our ensemble of heroes together again. JJ Abrams did confirm that our heroes will be together for the majority of the film, which is really, really saying a lot because, you know, that to me is the definition of a Star Wars film. And then we get to see what they're looking at here. And you can see that it looks a lot like the Death Star. That's right. So if you look very closely, it looks like the remnants of the Death Star. The question is, how did it get here and what planet are they on? So I'm really curious about this. You know, we've already seen what appears to be the Venator class Star Destroyer from the Clone Wars era. So could there be some time travel involved in this movie? Again, in Star Wars Rebels, the TV series, there was time travel. So maybe they're going to do some of that in Episode 9. Now, in the background of all of this, Luke Skywalker said, "We'll always be with you. No one's ever really gone." And I really think that's going to be a central theme to this film. And it was really inspirational hearing this, but then it was followed by this. So it's followed by, yes, you heard it, Emperor Palpatine laughing with the reveal of the title, which is the Rise of Skywalker. And when I originally saw this the very first time, I had so many mixed emotions. I was like, is that Emperor Palpatine? And then I saw the Rise of Skywalker text pop up, and I was just like, wow, talk about a way to end the trailer. That was an amazing end to the trailer. And of course, everyone is talking right now. Will Emperor Palpatine come back in this movie in some way, or will he just be a Force ghost or a vision or a flashback? You know, and if you're doubting any of this, you know, Emperor Palpatine or Ian McDiarmid, who of course plays the part of Emperor Palpatine, actually showed up on stage and said the following during Star Wars Celebration.
Roll it again.
So once the trailer was over, he said, "Roll it again," and everyone went nuts, as you can see, including myself. And, you know, that's basically confirmation that, yes, Emperor Palpatine will be in this film in some way. But there it is, the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I want to do like a scene-by-scene walkthrough and breakthrough with you all, just to relive it again and experience the trailer again. And as you can tell, I was completely blown away by this trailer. Super excited for it. Cannot wait for the movie to release later this year. And yeah, let me know what you are looking forward to most in Star Wars Episode 9. And I will be back with you guys again for more Star Wars Episode 9 coverage and footage. And don't forget, we're also covering Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is the new video game coming out later this year as well. And then any Battlefront 2 DLC and any other news regarding the TV series The Mandalorian, Clone Wars Season 7, and so much more. So I'll see you all next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and may the Force be with you always.
Wow.